This video is brought to you by the good people over at Creative Cave.
A home for content creators. It's a place where creators can come in and work on their solo projects or collaborations just like ours.
So if you're looking for a space to shoot your next branded deal, edit your videos, or even a home base for your next business, make sure to go to creativecave.com.au.
And find the promo codes below: AMAXCC for a half day, AMAXCC2 for a full day.
More information in the description below. That's exclusive. What's up, everybody? You're tuning in to AMA's The Creative Cave. I'm AJ.
I'm RENNY SYMF.
And we got the astonishing Belle Kringas in the house.
Let's go! We're rolling, bro.
Yeah, I know, we're rolling.
Let's
Yeah.
Let's get this money. Let's get this bread.
So, we don't really have like a proper intro
Okay, cool.
like planned,
Yeah.
because we tried to think of like a cool intro question
Yeah, I love it.
and nothing came out. But we thought we'd start off by playing a bit of a game,
Okay.
if that's cool.
Hell yes.
So if everyone could get your phones out
yeah.
Oh yeah.
and your Instagrams out. We were just talking about Instagram and how I'm very active on Instagram.
Yes.
And the game is, you got to pick a picture that is probably like a favorite picture of yours that says the most about you.
Okay, a favorite picture of mine.
Yeah.
So
Or like
something
from
I've
your
taken.
Instagram account.
Are you guys gonna do this too?
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
play.
yeah, we'll play.
Ooh, okay.
We'll play.
All
We'll
right.
play.
I'm ready.
I love games.
Yeah, and you got to
Yeah.
describe why this photo is so
It's
close to your heart.
important.
Yeah, and what
Okay.
what it says about you.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
You wanna
go.
go first?
You're up first.
Me?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
up first.
So I'm the guest. What is this?
Take your time.
It's alright. You can take your time.
I think the first one I could always think of is this one where I basically took a cosplayer that came dressed up as almost like a female Spider-Man.
Ooh.
And we
Wow.
turned the situation we were in into this like fantasy comic book, like crazy thing. I've always
Right.
loved anime. I've always loved manga
Cool,
and
cool.
Nice.
Marvel and
Ooh.
all of that.
Yeah.
So as soon as we came across this situation, we were basically at this workshop where everyone had this cosplayer around and they're all taking the same kinds of shots and they're just doing their thing. And me and another photographer, we just like waited in the background and we weren't like feeling the vibe. So at the end of the whole like workshop, we asked the guys running it, like, could we have, even if it's like 20 more minutes, can we just have 20 more minutes to like just do something with the space? And they're like, fine, we'll do our thing in the corner, be super quiet, you have this time and then you've got to get out. So we like brought out tape, we taped her to the ground, we got this
Damn.
huge light that was like extremely heavy and would take like rounds holding it above our heads to make it look like it was a lamp
Wow.
Okay.
from like outside. And the whole back of the shots that we were taking were all black. So I went
damn.
home, saw that situation and was like, oh, what can I do? And
Yeah.
because of that, I had to create a full alleyway from scratch from like
Wow.
30 or 40 different images. And like, I don't know
Oh,
how
so this
to...
was in post.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, right,
So it was
okay.
basically just us working with whatever was around
Right,
us the
okay.
whole way through.
Cool.
That's so
And
good.
I think
Yeah.
that's the best way I could explain why I even do what I do. It's
Yeah.
just a process of like, you don't even know what you want or who you are or what you like until you're there
Yeah.
testing things and trialing. And
That's really
Wow.
cool.
like eventually you just get to a point where you're proud or you're happy or you're like
Yeah.
satisfied. But in the beginning, you never know what you're doing.
Yeah. So what are the key takeaways? What does that photo say about Belle Kringas?
It says, wait until you're there to know what you want and wait until you're in the moment before you judge yourself.
Damn, that's nice.
If
like
that makes
that.
sense.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
like
yeah.
we have too many preconceived notions about ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Truth.
Or like too many times we get caught up in what we can't and can do.
Yeah,
and
for
most of
sure.
the time you just have to go in a situation and be like, F it. Like I don't know what I can do, but let's see.
That's it.
And like that's me every single day. I do not know what I'm capable of. Let's just see.
That's awesome.
I like that. I like that. Wow.
Okay.
Do you want to go next?
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So mine's not as I don't know. It's just very. This is just a reflection of what I think that best describes me. Me and my element. So this is
Ooh.
me Just having a nice feed, fried chicken, my favorite dish.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
a bit of beer, bit of cider.
Yeah.
Friends are around there too, all the loved ones, but they moved out of the way so I could take the photo. And it's on that, you know,
Priorities.
priorities, man.
It's like just chicken.
That's right.
It's on a Polaroid, and it's, you know, got that vintage filter.
Got the
on it.
vibes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like kind of 90s. I was
You
born in
are
the 90s.
Look
pretty-
at your shoes
I'm-
right now.
I got a Casio watch on. I got these like baby boy Hirachis on. I don't even know what they're called, but like, look, this is me.
As you.
I think this is the best description of me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Am I next?
AJ, you're
You're
up, man.
next.
So this is a photo of my friend RENNY SYMF.
Same photo.
Yeah. And I think it says a lot about me because I love my friend RENNY SYMF a lot. So you should follow him on Instagram. It's at RENNY SYMF. Thanks for sharing. That was actually really cool. A lot more insightful than our answers.
For sure.
I'm just chilling. I'll see what happens as we go.
Yeah. All right. So, Belle, what would you consider yourself to be,
Yeah.
and what do people know you for?
Okay. Well, people know me for photography.
Okay.
People know me for portrait photography.
Mm.
And what do I consider myself? I consider myself, as cheesy as it sounds, like all I want to do is tell stories.
Cool.
So any way I can tell stories, I'm happy. I really do not care what people can call me. It's like, as long as I can find a way to keep telling my own story or telling others in a way that can like project something I want to keep going, like some kind of image or belief I have, like I'm good. So yeah, people know me for portrait photography, and that's what I do most of the time.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said that what you want to be known for, what you see yourself as, is to be able to tell stories.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the amalgamation of art and culture in Sydney, right? It's all a big
100%.
story,
Yeah.
right? So what can you tell us about the art scene, or even like the culture that you see in Sydney?
In Sydney.
Yeah, some of the
Okay.
trends that you might have seen coming up, and some of the trends that you see are popular now, and what's to come, like what your take is and where you think the culture is
That's such a cool
headed.
question. Yeah, that's an awesome question. Like, we're pretty lucky here in Sydney because we've got this crazy situation of like, we're still dealing with sexism, we're still dealing with racism, we're still dealing with homophobia. We're a small country in comparison to America. So as far as creatively, if you want to make a living, you're pretty screwed. Like, so we're all struggling, yet we're also like lucky, and we have that crazy intersection. But what I love about especially Sydney is like how multicultural we are.
Yeah.
And how, like, if you look at anywhere, like whether it's west where we are now, or it's like the middle of the city, whether it's like white, rich, usually like very stereotypical folk running the industries, the people actually making a difference are all are all out of the stereotype.
That's facts.
They're 100% the races you're not going to see all over magazines. They're 100% not just hetero. Like, it's just really diverse. So like, I
We
was
got Howard and Kumar on the couch right now. So.
no, but it's so good because what I love is we have the ability to now like host our own,
For sure. Yeah.
our own lives.
And do you think
we're
that's
not
where
waiting
it's sort
for
of
someone else?
Yeah, do you think that's where it's headed, you know, because obviously a big aim for us with this whole show is to be able to provide that sort of platform for artists, because we just care about the art. Right? We just care about being
the
creative.
culture, man.
Yeah.
The culture.
And so do you think that's where it's headed? More independent people, you know, making their own platform and having their own voice, or do you see mainstream media sort of changing into that?
Well, I think about like the internet in general.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, like, who actually watches television
Very
if it's
true.
not streaming programs?
Yeah.
And who's getting paid to talk about advertisements? It's usually people, not companies, or like it's all of a sudden so individual.
Yeah.
Like even YouTube, Netflix, like we care so much about character now. Whereas before it was more like we cared about trends, or we cared about an overall arc, and like now people create their own arcs. I don't even know how to explain it, but like the cool thing is it really does come down to us more than ever. And the things that used to like maybe bring people down. Like the things you'd get bullied for in high school are literally the reasons why people will like you now, or the reasons why you're going to make a difference somewhere. So
for sure.
As far as areas, like Blacktown's doing crazy things, crazy things with the art scenes. You have like Redfern, huge communities of people, like, it's just insane. But yeah, I love following people because of the fact that they're now embracing things they can't embrace through like other forms of media.
Sure.
It's almost like we're creating our own art to find a way to like get to know ourselves through that rather than something else. Thanks for tuning in to AMAs at the Creative Cave. You can follow more from us at the Instagram AMAs at the Creative Cave, as well as me at Belle Kringas. Click up for part 2 of this episode, as well as the other episodes that will be up soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys.